Hi guys, I'm Sage and this is Cheyenne.
Hi.
As you can see, we're sisters. So we're starting this podcast because we have nothing better to do.
Yeah, and we probably shouldn't have a podcast because we say very unfiltered things, but you know what?
Here we go. And this is where we overshare, so you don't have to.
And because, nobody asked us, we just have to tell you our opinions.
Oh, that too. Okay, so we're gonna start out with real talk and live conversations. So things we wish we knew at 18.
Why are you making me go first? Because I need to think about the question. Okay. I think I wish I knew at 18 that life is just starting then because you're in school and then your life basically starts after 18 because then you actually have to make life decisions.
That's literally what you just said.
Shut the fuck up. It's fine.
Okay, things I wish I knew at 18 was life is never gonna go the way you thought it would. And regardless, you're not running out of time. You still have a lot of time to do the things that you want to do. And again, not everything's going to happen on time. You can say that you're going to finish studying at a certain age and that you're going to get a job at this age, but that's not exactly how life works at all. We should know. So, yeah. Okay, so growing up in the same house but having totally different experiences. How has our relationship changed over time?
You can go first now.
Okay, well, to be honest, we had a lot of tension growing up, but like when it came down to it and we need to be there for each other, we always were. Yeah, we always were, but we would fight a fuck ton. Like way too much. And sometimes, not to say like not too physical, but we did get physical sometimes. And yeah, our relationship has changed a lot now because we've both grown up and we've learned a lot more than we had when we were growing up. Um, yeah, and we basically live on shared trauma, so that definitely helps our relationship. We're a lot closer now, but we still have those days, you know?
Yeah, we may have lived in the same house, but there were times we hated each other. Like, obviously, we love each other as sisters, but there were times where we're like, I don't want to be your friend, leave me alone. And I feel like growing up and experiencing things together has taught us that we're not enemies, we're actually friends. So,
Yeah, only now.
only now, it takes some time. It takes some time.
That's
Okay, wait, I want to ask the next question. Sister fights. The dumbest argument we've ever had. Okay, I'll give you mine. Lola. Oh, she's hurting me. Okay, so the dumbest fight I think we have ever had was in China, actually.
about what?
Um, over you not wanting to come home and me searching for you. That was the dumbest fight I think I've ever had. I'm just like, dude, it's 6 o'clock in the morning. We've been out since 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Let's just go home. That was the dumbest thing I've ever had to argue about with you. Okay, now it's your turn.
Okay, the dumbest thing we've ever thought about. I think every sibling pair goes through this. Any siblings is basically if a drink is even enough.
What do you mean?
Like when you're pouring the juice and you have to make sure you both have the same amount of juice and not even a droplet more.
Yeah, and if it is a droplet more, you just pour like half of it into the other one.
Yes, until it's even.
Yeah.
Dealing with toxic people. There you go.
Oh, okay. Dealing with toxic people, so like friends, partners, etc. Okay, sorry, we had to take a brief intermission to get the dogs out because they are full of shit. Anyways, so I think for me personally, if someone gives off toxic energy, I'm very quick to cut them off. Sage is a little bit more empathetic. I am just like, no. But this I've learned over the years. When I was younger, I did not really like cut them off. But now I've gotten to the point that if your energy isn't right in my life, then goodbye. So yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much her. Um, so the way that I've dealt with toxic people is, um, as you said, yes, I have a lot of empathy and I can use a lot more energy than I should for people that I should cut out of my life. But at the same time, it takes me being self aware and looking at myself and the situation that's happening at the time and and just trying to understand. And with dealing with toxic people, I basically, like when people go through those breakups where you're like basically done with the relationship and the girl breaks up with the guy and, they find and that guy is not because she'd been mentally checking out for a while. That's essentially what I do, kind of. Sometimes I do give them a reason and explain why I'm upset or things like that. But other than that, like, I can cut people off eventually. I can't do it as quick as Cheyenne can. But then again, guys, Cheyenne mulls over everything. So even when she's done with you, she'll still be talking about you. So
Gee, thanks. Expose me, it's fine.
that's what it's for.
Okay, anyways. Give me that. Next question. Confidence, self worth, and glow ups. Let's start with you, Sophie.
Okay, so what I've learned a lot about confidence and self growth and glow ups and
Self worth.
oh, self worth. Okay, so um, it does take a lot of time. Obviously, I'm still in the groove. Yeah, there's a lot of things that you want to change about yourself, but that doesn't necessarily mean that's gonna like change the problem or solve the problem. Um, so I did my degree in psychology. I finished my honors. I want to go into my masters, but there was something that my teacher, well, one of my lecturers said to me. He's like, "You can do the exercise, you can lose the weight, you can do all of that, and make the outside perfect, but that doesn't mean the inside will be, and it doesn't mean your mentality about yourself will change." So I kind of try to live by that, um, which is sometimes hard because I have endometriosis. So the glow up part of it sometimes, especially with the outer, it can be very difficult because there are times when you literally can't get out of bed. So yeah. And then with confidence, I've learned a lot because we'd been overseas. We lived in China for 4 years and we studied there. And I guess like when you can't speak the language and you have to try and, we were at a Canadian school, so the kids needed to try and understand a bit of English and speak English and things like that. So it took us a lot of confidence to build them up as well as ourselves because we kind of had to put ourselves out there. Didn't really have a choice, but I know that that built my confidence immensely. And yeah, your turn.
Okay, I see we're going in depth here. Okay, so um, right now, out of getting out of a toxic relationship and all that cuck, um, it has given me a lot of confidence and it's changed my self worth and my glow up aspect of things very much. Like, I mean, if you'd asked me this like maybe 8 years ago when I was in China, what was 8 years? 10 years ago, then I would not have had the amount of confidence I have now. I mean, she has her medical problems. I've also got endometriosis and I've got polycystic ovarian syndrome. And when I was in China, I did have eating disorders. So that was not very helpful with coming with self worth. And I think what she said was very true with you can change the outer, but the inner is not going to be exactly happy. But I mean, coming from that, I have put myself in a place in my mind. I'm like, you can either be confident or you can be sad. So you can put yourself out there, fake it till you fucking make it, bro. Or you can just be like, I don't want to go anywhere. I'm stuck in my house. And I think growing your self worth really helps with your confidence because it brings a new light on the person that you could be and the person that you are. And with those two things, that brings the glow up. I mean, personally, me, I would show you my abs because I've been working on those, and that's something I'm very confident about. But we'll get to that in another podcast.
Yeah, but it's not the be all and end all.
I know.
Next thing we're going to be talking about is, to make this a little bit lighter, is embarrassing childhood stories. So, yeah, you can start with this one.
Okay, I'll do my embarrassing childhood story about you. Okay, so when we were dancing in the TV, in the room, in the lounge, okay. So me being me, I was doing a little twerk, and I was shaking my bum, and I think I was like, how old was I? Like 6. And Sage decides to come behind me. I don't know what she was doing, but I'm shaking my bum, and I hit her in the face, and she genuinely thought I broke her nose. But yeah, there was blood coming out, and then I got shouted at. I'm like, I didn't do anything. I was just dancing. But yeah, that was funny. I remember that very vividly.
I don't even know what the dancing is.
I don't know.
Alright, an embarrassing childhood story. Sure.
Just think of one. I've done many embarrassing things in my life.
Way too many. Okay, well, it's kind of childhood, but it's not really childhood.
Oh no.
Okay, so when we were living in China, we went to watch a rugby match, right? There was a rugby match that was happening.
Probably.
We went to go and watch a rugby match at one of, not a stadium, but it was like a club sport thing. Yeah, and I think, yeah, Sean was oogling all the rugby boys, and I think you tried to talk to one of them. Yeah.
Probably.
And then afterwards we went to a restaurant and her face was just like in awe. And she was sitting there like, oh my gosh, rugby boys. And I literally have a video of her. I said, how many beautiful men did you see today? She's like, way too many. And then, yeah, she tried to stalk most of them. If she knew the name or anybody from the club, she tried to stalk them on socials.
God, I was a child.
She was like 17, so 16, 17, somewhere around there. So, yeah.
Okay, next question. Who's most likely to? Okay. I'm going to come up with something. Who's more likely to go up to random people when we're outside?
The obvious answer is her.
Why is it obvious?
Because you always do, especially if you're with one of our friends.
Oh,
and there's a specific friend that she's with, and she can, like, they literally do whatever.
Yeah,
she's way too confident, but, like, at least she's having fun. Yeah. Who's more likely to get attached after a first date?
Both of us. Because you got attached to Josh very easily.
I wasn't attached.
You were attached.
I just got out of a situationship.
Girl, I don't know. I'm not answering.
It was gonna go any further.
What? So you put yourself in another situationship?
Essentially, it was until I asked her to be my boyfriend. 2 months later.
Okay. Well, since she says she doesn't know, or well, she said that she didn't get attached to Josh very easily. Anyways, I think she did. But then, more likely to me, because yes, I do have empathy sometimes when it comes to feelings.
No, when it comes to boys, she has way too much empathy. way too much empathy, and she gets immediately attached.
We're not even at the relationship and dating part, and you're calling me out here.
I always call you out. That's what I'm here for.
Okay. Rating our past crushes and exes. Wait.
No. Looking at Cheyenne's past crushes and exes. Bad. All the way around, I would say. Who?
No, don't say names. Don't start your
No. There's not even one person that's rated 1 star. There's not. Because a body and their personality need to match, and none of them had that. Never. Ever. She has very suspicious taste. That's all I can say.
Okay, well, your past crushes and exes aren't much better. Do you want me to go there? They weren't even hot. They were just fucking there.
Which one's this?
None of them were hot. Not a singular one of your exes or your ex crushes were hot. I don't know what you were doing. You were like a fucking gorgeous little beast in China, and then you just get these toads.
You're a toad.
I know I'm a toad.
No, she's just saying all of this because I called her out immediately. But yes, I had like...
Sage.
No, listen.
I'm not just saying this because you called me out. I'm saying this because what the fuck were you doing?
You really want to try? You want to go?
No, I don't want to go.
Do you want? Okay, listen. You know what? The only thing Cheyenne does is get boys to stalk her.
That's not fair.
That is true.
That is not fair. I don't do anything. I literally just talk like a human being.
It kind of is fair though. Anyway.
How is it fair?
Because it's the truth.
But I didn't do anything.
I feel like that's when someone does something and they say they didn't do anything, it means they did something.
I literally fucking did nothing. All I did was talk like a human being.
Yeah, because you get attached and enamored, and then they get enamored and attached, and then you're like, oh no, I can't do this anymore.
No.
And then you're like, bitch, bye. To the worst advice we've ever followed.
Now I have to think.
3 days later.
No. I do know. And Nati, I'm going to call you out. Because this was the worst advice she ever did. She's like, let's go on Tinder for shits and giggles. And then she comes and says, I don't like Tinder. And then deletes it and leaves me hanging like I'm supposed to be the one that finds people. No. And Auntie was like, yeah, let's do this for shits and giggles. And then she's like, nah, I'm done. And I'm like, okay, I'll go with you. Goodbye.
I think the worst advice that Cheyenne's ever followed is not following advice. Because she gets a lot of opinions and a lot of advice. But we give it for her to go that way, and she goes all the way that way.
Okay, what's the worst you've ever followed?
I guess I'm really good at what I do. I don't follow bad advice. I'm a psychology major, so I know when to strike it out.
Things we thought were cool versus what's actually cool now.
Those Adidas All-Stars. We did not need them. We all had the same freaking shoes. I didn't have those shoes. I always wanted those shoes.
I had them, and mine were like holographic.
And they're so fucking ugly. You want a toe looking like that? You don't want your fucking toes looking like that. Nah. And I think another thing would be those geek glasses. I don't know if this was just a trend in South Africa or like all over the world, but you would wear those fake geek glasses. They were a craze at one point, and I never realized. So I'm looking at pictures back in the day of when I was in primary school, and I'm like, how the fuck did you think that was cool?
Okay, but question, what is actually cool? They said versus what's actually cool.
Oh, what's actually cool now? It's very hard to say, because if you interpret it as cool now, and then you go back later and you look again, then it's not cool anymore.
True.
But I'd say the clean girl aesthetic. I feel like that's cool, and keeping your ground, standing your ground.
Okay, something that was not cool that I obsessed over, besides the geek glasses, because I have personal implants on my face.
It's not saying you. People actually wear glasses, fine.
Yeah. Okay. Anyways, the things that were not cool were those mustache trends. When every single shirt had a mustache on it. That was my aesthetic when I was younger, and I thought I was the coolest little bitch ever. And now I look back and I'm like, girl, what the heck? Yeah. And also the freaking loom bands, boo. Everybody had a collection of freaking loom bands on their arm. And it was always the same damn colors because everyone liked the same colors. And all I'm thinking in my head is like when I had braces and those little bands that they put on your freaking teeth. I'm just like, yeah, may as well just become an orthodontist and make my own little loom band out of my orthodontic things. Um, Something that's cool now, I think girls that are actually showing their confidence and not being little bitches around men. I think that's cool now because we actually have opinions and we're using them. So, yeah.
Winshire and doesn't get googly eyed over them. Yeah. You know it's true.
Question. Okay, dating standards for 2026. Are they too high or are they just right?
I think they're too low, actually. Or I feel like we're starting to get like people are starting to understand more like what is bare minimum and what is I don't know, just saw TikTok this morning, princess treatment and what is bare minimum.
I
So
feel like everything's bare minimum and princess treatment is like spoiling them.
yeah, everything's bare minimum. Loving somebody
Bare minimum.
or saying that you love them, complimenting them, showing up when they need you, spending time with them, doing things together. That's all bare minimum. Yeah.
Yeah, I think some people's standards are where they need to be and other people's are a little bit low. Like if you don't know what you want, then you shouldn't be out in the dating pool. And I do know what I want before you start your cuck. I do know what I want and I do know what I don't want. So there's a difference. Okay. You can do the next question.
Okay. Red flags versus green flags. And the ones we ignore. Okay. Right now, I feel like green flags, emotionally intelligent men. Yeah. Emotionally intelligent men, affectionate men.
Men that aren't afraid to show PDA.
I guess so, but that's kind of with affection. Um, you know, not part of the manosphere. And yeah, red flags is don't believe in women's rights. Yeah. Locker room talk. Hate that. Fucking hate that with a passion. If you don't have anything nice to say, just don't say it at all. Or at least go and talk to your best friend away from a whole group of men.
Okay. I think you pretty much got all the green flags, but I would say also consistency. Consistency, effort, but those are also bare minimum, so anyways. Okay, red flags, pretty much everything you said. And also if they like their ego is so high that they think that they're always right. Yeah.
Oh wait. I have another one. Red flag. I mean, yeah. When you think that you can dominate a woman, I guess that links with the manosphere. But yeah. Okay, being in command can be nice, but it really depends how you use it. Not to control somebody.
Next, love. Wait, we didn't finish it. What are the red flags that we ignored? I'll start. Okay. I do have a lot. Manipulation, um, control, um, staying somewhere that was not benefiting me. I think that's it for now because I can't think of them off the bat right now.
Um, I'm trying to think.
3 weeks later.
Things that I ignored. Yeah, lack of effort. Relationships. Why do we stay? I'm gonna say something so cliche. From Perks of Being a Wallflower. We accept the love we think we deserve. Mic drop.
Mic drop. Situationships. I think because some people that I also know, I think you've been single for so long that you're just like, okay, this person's giving me attention, this person's giving me what feels like love, let me just stay. But in the end, situationships are probably worse than just anything else. So we don't stay in those, girls. We really don't. And if you are in one, make a decision and give them an ultimatum. And if they don't step up, then you step back.
Wise words. I was also going to say this. In my time on this earth with situationships, I have, particularly with one with my boyfriend at the moment, is I gave him 2 months, and then I was like, you either want to be together or you're wasting my time. And essentially, exactly like what she said, is if it's not benefiting you, if they aren't listening to you, and they don't want anything more with you, then why the fuck are you wasting your time with them? I know it's very easy in our generation to obviously just give up when it gets hard, but it really depends if you're in that situationship or not. So choose your people carefully.
Now we're getting into something juicy. First date horror stories. Do you want to start? I went on a date with a man a couple months ago, and his sexual preferences was not something that I personally would want in my life.
She had very questionable judgment at that time too.
Yeah. I'm not.
She knew things. She knew these things, but she still went on a date with him.
Yeah, I'm not gonna get into details about it because that's just calling someone out, and I'm not gonna do that. Um, but yeah, so it was just very questionable, and I'm just sitting there like, this is a first date, my bro. What the fuck? Anyways, yeah. So, what is your first date horror story?
I don't know. I didn't really have any.
A few moments later.
Oh, okay. I have one. So this man invited me over to his apartment, and yeah, he ate a lot of Burger King, like a lot. Yeah, and so when yeah, when he when he thought his burps were non-existent. You know, like when you have a silent burp. Yeah, I could smell the Burger King, and he was taking his damn time. I was to the point where like I want to leave because you're talking so much. I could then went through the night. Yeah, it wasn't great. That's all I have to say. It really was building it up in my head, and it wasn't exactly what I thought it was. Expectations. Nah. I thought he was very cute, but after that, bleh.
Next question. What does success actually mean to us?
This is a job interview.
This is not a job interview, it's just real talk.
Okay,
It's thought provoking!
it's not provoking my thoughts. Essentially, what success looks like to me is building the foundation for the rest of my life. that would mean, all the cliche stuff, getting a job, situating myself, doing this, um, and just getting into my field properly. Within psychology, it's a very difficult field to get into. And I think it's, as it was said somewhere, it's the most privileged degree to go into because it's one of the most expensive. So, yeah, it would look like me finishing my studies, be actually becoming a psychologist, and yeah, and also having a well balanced life in general. But then again, this is everything that's been put onto us by everything that we see on social media. So success is really up for debate. It's not certain.
Well, for success for me would mean actually going into something that I love. Like, I don't want to just be doing a job and I'm hating every single minute of it, like when I was waitressing. But sometimes you got to do what you got to do. But my success would look like going into a reserve or somewhere in the middle of freaking nowhere and helping animals that can't actually speak for themselves, like a rhino that lost his mother because of poaching, or even a big cat or something. And then, yeah, like Sage said, for building a foundation so that I can have a comfortable, easy life. Um, and seeing if I need to study further. But yeah, like all of these are question marks because we have to get there. It takes time. It's not like it's something that's instantaneously going to happen.
Welcome to the quarter life crisis. Okay, healing and letting go of the past.
Yeah.
That's not
What does that mean to you?
Okay, well, healing and letting go of the past is something I'm still working on. It's a day by day thing. Obviously, it's not going to happen all at one time because I think instant gratification in our generation is a thing that we want, like, to not even, like, go for a therapy session and expect it to be fixed, which it doesn't really happen. And I think I know a lot of the things that happen in my life, things that I want to change, I want to make better, I want to heal, I want to do. It takes time and it's not going to instantly happen. And letting go of the past, I'm not great at that, but sometimes I get to the point where I'm like, you know what, this isn't serving me. Um, I need to look at where I am now and where I want to go. And if this isn't helping me, then I need to move on. And that's way easier said than done. So, yeah, it's not a linear process.
Yeah. For me, like I said, I think it's just the Capricorn in me. um, I'm very good at cutting people off and then healing from that trauma because I don't really think about the past as much as I probably should because, like, I just cut it off and I'm like, it's not serving me right now. Let's heal from this. Let's move on. Let's have our life instead of focusing on what has happened to us.
And not to judge, but that is kind of avoidant behavior.
Okay, yes, but I still heal. I let myself heal and then I move on. I don't, but I don't bring it up in my day to day life because it's not worth my energy. So it's not avoidant, bitch. Anyways, okay. What is the pressure of social media and comparisons?
Fuck social media.
You're on it every day. Every single day, 24/7. You're doom
So is
scrolling.
literally everyone in our generation.
Okay.
Even the freaking millennials and the boomers. So, or what is it? They Gen X, I think. Yeah, it's Gen X. Our parents' age group. What is it again?
Hi, I'm Dory. I suffer from short-term memory loss.
The pressure of social media and comparison.
Oh, the pressure of social media is you see literally everybody again. Most people are just posting the best moments of their lives. Nobody really posts the hard stuff unless they're an influencer that's like, okay, guys, like, You see all of this la-di-da rainbow fucking butterflies. Um, it's not real, because people have perfect skin, perfect bodies, and all of that stuff. But that definition of perfect is not exactly what it means. You know what I mean? Perfect isn't attainable. Being comfortable and happy with yourself are the things that are important. Have the people in your life, the things that you do, your passions, your love, all of that, those kinds of things are the things that we should be aspiring to. Not trying to get the perfect bikini body, and I'm not judging anybody or saying that that's not an okay goal to have, but like you need to also just be happy within yourself as well. I know a lot of the time I judge myself because I'm like, wow, I don't look like that person. I don't look like this. My body doesn't look like that. Why can't I look nice like that? It's just like, but like I was made this way. You know, I'm spiritual, but like at some point you're just like, I can't carry on judging myself like this because again, who's it benefiting? It's not benefiting me. It's making me depressed and sad, which is not what you want for your life. Not that I want for my life. Don't know about you guys, but not for me. Thank you.
Yeah, and I think for me, I mean, I try to be an influencer. Shout out to my own Instagram page. But yeah, social media is basically everyone posting the best parts of their life. And it's basically just a filter of what is actually going on in their life. Like, a lot of influencers don't really post about the bad parts of their life. I mean, there are a few, but a lot of them are just posting the best parts and making their life seem like it's all sunshine and rainbows. But that's the beauty of social media. You don't have to post everything. You don't have to be like, oh, I'm having a shit day today. So that's where a lot of the comparison comes in. Because you're like, why can't my life look like that? When in reality, that's actually not what their life looks like. It's just sometimes that's their life looks like that. They're also just a mess like all of us. Because, they're human. We're all human. Like, even celebrities are human. So, yeah.
Is love enough to sustain a relationship?
No. Because, like our green flags would say, if you love somebody, yes, it's a nice feeling, but it's not enough to keep a relationship going. Everybody, or the two people in the relationship, unless you dig something else, but I don't, so we're going to say the two people in a relationship. Um, if they aren't constantly putting effort and trying to work on the relationship together, then the relationship's not going to work. If you're both not trying to fight for it, it's not going to work. Because love, unfortunately to say, is not enough.
I agree. Love is not enough. So. Okay. I don't know what else to say. You asked. Oh, yeah.
I'm asking the next question. Goodness me. Okay. Should you stay friends with your ex?
Nah. That's my personal opinion. Even if you end like amicably, I honestly like, not to say that your future partner is insecure of that, but like I would not be that happy with my boyfriend being best friends with his exes. Not my cup of tea. Um, Good on them if they are trudging forward, but if you're just like keeping that person in your back pocket, just in case things don't go well, nah, I'm sorry, not for me.
No, I don't think you should be friends with your ex. Personally, because if I broke up with them, it was for a reason. Because I didn't like the person that they were. So why would I be friends with somebody I don't like? Why would a man be there, guys? Why would a freaking man be there?
Okay, does everything really happen for a reason?
I think yes, because there are some things that obviously don't happen for like a reason, but majority of it, if it's an experience in your life, it's there to teach you in some way.
Yeah, I agree with that. Everything does happen for a reason. You can question really a lot from like all the bad things that happen to you, but at the end of the day, when you reach a new place and you're like, wow, okay, I see why that happened because it needed to get me here. And again, I'm gonna keep saying this is easier said than done. A lot of the time, I'm like, fuck this shit. Like, literally, I don't even know. Like, I said I'm spiritual, so like, why would God make this part of my plan? You know? Like, that makes no sense. But at the end of the day, a lot of the time, those things make you stronger. As much as you would not like fucking like it to you. And I honestly stand by that. I hate it so much. But we carry on, you know? Okay. So the next question is advice we'd give each other right now.
Stop comparing yourself to people because you are a freaking goddess. And also, you're just living your life. You're trying to create something. So there's nothing to compare.
Protect your precious heart. That's literally it. Because I said to her, I need you to protect your heart because my little heart can't take, my big little heart can't take anymore. Because I feel for you.
Yeah.
And I love you. And you also need to realize that you are better than anybody else. And you don't need to make people like you. You don't need to make people love you. They should just automatically do it. So please keep that in mind.
Okay. Well, that was our last question. Thank you for the advice. I'll take it into mind. But yeah, we'll see you guys next week with our deranged thoughts.
It's been nice. Catch you later.